start?
Sure.
With a welcome?
Welcome. Should I do a dance?
Welcome to our YouTube channel /podcast.
We should come up with a better song.
We will. I'm sure we will.
I'll write it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like, I'm gonna learn to knit. I'm gonna learn how to write music.
Yes, that would be so great.
We
need a theme song.
Okay. I'm Tori.
I'm Whitney.
And we're new. And our name is
Tentatively?
Yeah, sure.
Needle and Sprouts.
Needles and Sprouts.
Needles and Sprouts with an S.
Needles.
Plural. They're both
and
plural.
Sprouts.
And I knit, and Tori wants to knit.
I want to knit. I crochet. And Whitney has finally convinced me to learn how to knit.
Yes. And you also want to learn other fibery things.
Yes.
Which I don't know much about necessarily, but we'll learn together, perhaps.
Learning together. Yeah, so this summer I went to a colonial festival. If you haven't been to one of those, they're really fun. And my imagination was captured because they were weaving, which I've seen on the big looms, but they had a tape loom, which I thought was so fun. It was like a little thing, you just move your hands up and down. I want to get one of those. And they were spinning, which is always fun. Whitney showed me spinning before.
I spin a little bit. I have a spinning wheel, but I've used it very little.
Yeah.
Because I have babies, and I don't want my babies anywhere near my spinning wheel, so pretty much since they were born, I haven't spun.
Yeah.
Which is kind of tragic.
I just want one of the drop spinners, but I tried that. It's really hard, so shout out to all y'all spinners out there. That's trickier than it looks. You make it look really easy.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then what I did. Oh, and then I, what else did they have? Spinning, weaving.
Felting?
Oh, and then I started looking into felting because I learned about Waldorf education. And I learned that they teach first graders how to knit in first grade. So I was like, well, shoot, I should be able to learn how to knit if a first grader can. And I currently have a second grader. So I was like, well, I want to teach her how to knit, but I don't actually want to knit. So Whitney is going to teach me how to knit.
I planted the seed of the idea.
Like a year ago.
Like a year ago, I was like, Tori knit. Tori podcast with me.
And then here I am. I crochet.
Here we are.
So you're like, well, one hook is better than two.
That's an opinion. But also, not only needles, but sprouts, because
we both love to garden. I love to garden more.
Tori loves it more. Tori's more passionate about it. And Tori does more of like all-around gardening, like veggies and perennials and everything. I do a little bit of the veggie garden, but my passion is roses. That's what I do.
And I don't do roses.
I love roses. And
so we got a good balance.
Yeah, I pretty much given up.
I do weeds. Not weed.
But when I say I do, that was like before I had kids. My garden has been, I feel like this is going to end badly.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to end badly too. We also have many human sprouts between us.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So, yeah, you'll be getting a dose of
crocheting, knitting, gardening.
Fibery things.
Fibering when we learn how to do other fibering.
When we learn how to fiber other fibers. So should we start with...
Oh, and I have a dream of having goats and alpacas. And Whitney finally convinced me if I'm going to have an alpaca, I probably should know how to knit so I can use those fibers.
Well, our dream, me and my husband's dream is also to have alpaca. To someday buy enough property where we can have a couple... You need at least two. That's like you have to have.
Because they're herd animals. They'll be really sad if they're by themselves.
But yeah, so maybe like 3 or 4 alpaca. We don't want too many, but...
Okay, so you get the alpaca and I'm going to get the pack goats.
That's great. Goats are just too mischievous.
Yeah.
I don't have the energy for that.
Yeah, so I saw someone giving away alpacas for free on a local classifieds a couple for 4 years ago. 2 free alpacas. So I researched them hardcore because I was like, free alpacas! What is this animal? Besides they're really soft.
Super low maintenance too.
Yeah, and they're like,
I understand.
People, you can stick in the back of your minivan.
Speaking of goats.
There's a goat. We thought maybe we could fool the neighbors into thinking we have a very large dog, but we just decided. I hope they went to a good home. We did not go get the free alpacas, unfortunately.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, they were free.
I can't believe that. That's crazy. Should I pull out?
Show your things. Or should I show my things because they're shorter?
Well, let's do an every other. Like, I'll show 2, you show 1.
Okay.
I have a few things that I finished in the recent past that I would like to share. The first one, I actually finished this, we're recording on September 7th. But I finished this in May, but I didn't block it or photograph it till like 2 weeks ago or less, a week ago. But this is...
What does block mean?
Oh, we're teaching Tori new things. So blocking, when you finish knitting a project, you soak it and then you like lay it out. You can pin it to shape because the wool has a lot of memory, so you can... And it smooths out all your stitches, and it'll, like, if you have lace, it'll really open up the lace. And it just makes things nice and pretty. Blocking is pretty magical, actually. Should I try this on?
Yes.
This is my Palmer cardigan by Michelle Wang. Wow, that is a lot of green. It's really long and comfy.
It looks like a librarian sweater. Don't take me the wrong way.
No, I don't
Very
care.
cozy.
It is totally cozy.
And it sparkles if you can't tell.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see the sparkle, but I knit it out of this dark green is Miss Babs Estrelita is the base, which is the sparkle, and it was a one-of-a-kind color, bronchentite or something, bronchentite, I don't know. I guess I can sit down.
Yeah, you gotta sit down.
And then the light speckly part is long dog yarn in her Casata colorway. And it's on her sock base. I think that's the name of the base, it's just sock. And it's a fingering weight sweater, so it was a lot of work because it's really long. If I keep looking this way, it's because my baby's on the floor over here. She's 7 months old today.
Ooh.
So I'm just checking her out. So yeah, I love, this is going to be so comfy in the winter months and in the fall months. Or if
it's cold here.
If it's even a little bit cold. We're in Utah, P.S., where it gets cold and it snows.
Where I wear wool socks all winter
Yes,
long.
and we can wear wool socks. So this is Palmer Cardigan by Michelle Wang. It was in her capsule collection for Brooklyn Tweed, winter 2017. For Michelle Wang is a designer and she does cables. Do you know what cables are?
I know what cables are.
Okay.
Oh, Soren.
So this is a pattern without cables, which is kind of a shocker for Michelle Wang because there are not many patterns of hers that don't have cables. So.
Okay, my turn.
No, wait, let me show 2.
Oh, 2, because you have so many.
I know. I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot. This.
Ooh. Ooh.
This is my Cancun Boxy lace top. And it is huge. It's oversized and boxy. And I'm going to Hawaii for the first time ever in November. And so I don't like do beaches or swimwear. So I wanted something to wear over a potential bathing suit that I might actually have to buy for myself. So I made this. It's a cotton linen blend by Plucky Knitter. That's a discontinued blend. And I forgot as I was knitting it that when you block cotton, it grows like a lot. Once you get it wet and like lay it out to dry, it got giant. So I knit it oversized because it's an oversized thing, but it turned out even more giant. But I think it'll be okay. I'm not going to try it on, but it looks kind of like that on. So anyway, I'll be wearing this in Hawaii.
Bring those back.
Hopefully.
My baby is trying to steal my brand new knitting needles. He's going to uncast my 11 cast stitches. Someone's going to tell me what I did wrong. Okay.
Tori's got some...
Okay, this is my very favorite thing that I have ever knit. It's so fantastic. I mean, not knit. Crochet. I took a long break from crocheting because...
Should I get a baby? Do you want to try it
kids. Hold on. This is... I gotta... Anyway, I came back to crocheting because I wanted this. Once I knew I had a baby boy, I was like, oh, I know what he's going to be for Halloween. So he was a Viking last year for Halloween. It looks a little fuzzy because then he just wore it throughout the winter. This is a Lael. I don't know how to spell it. L-A, I mean, I know how to spell it. I don't know how to say it. Lael Viking hat by Mamachee. It's an Etsy shop, but it was a pattern worth buying, so it's beautiful. However, it ended up being shorter. Yeah, let's get a baby. Do you want? She has a pony in. Do you care?
No. Do you want to try it on?
No.
You love wearing hats.
Uh-oh. Oh, we're making her sad. The hardest thing about this hat was making 2 horns the same size. I still don't think these 2 are the same size, but that was the trickiest part. The hat itself was easy. The horns, not so easy. Do you want to try it, baby?
Here, we'll try it on a baby.
Oh, okay. So I think this is a 1-year-old hat. It looks great on you.
She's a pretty.
But it ended up
Viking.
being too short on my kid. He's a long head that's fat, so. It's a cute baby hat.
It's so cute.
Here we go. Let's make the horns.
Huh.
No, it's hard when their head moves. There you go. Cute hat. Boink.
Cute. I love it. Is it my turn again?
Yeah. You said I can only do
That's
one
right.
at a time.
That's right, because I have 2 more. Okay, so this is
Ooh.
the Laika cardigan by Ysolda Teague. Ysolda's patterns are kind of what got me into knitting, but this took me forever to finish. It was in deep hibernation for a long time because I got pregnant for a second time and I just was not having it. But I finally picked it up and finished it for Stash Dash, hosted by the Knit Girls, that they do every summer. So yeah, I finished it.
You're gonna sit on your baby's
I
head.
know. Cookies. So I'm excited about that. I actually, if I'm perfectly honest, I feel like it's kind of looks like an old lady cardigan, which nothing against old ladies. I like old ladies.
I love old ladies.
But
some of my favorite people are old ladies.
I don't love it as much as I hoped I would. It's supposed to be long sleeves and with a hood and have buttons, but I didn't do any of those things. I wanted it to be long sleeves, but I ran out of yarn. And I promised myself I would not buy. I could have gotten the yarn pretty, I mean, I could have found it. I saw that it was still, you could buy it online somewhere. But I was like, nope, I'm not going to buy more yarn, so it ended up being this short sleeve. I kind of wish it was long sleeves, but
I'm impressed you were able to change the pattern.
well, you just stop knitting instead of keep going for the arms. I literally ran out of yarn, and so
Wow.
I just stopped. So. And then my very last project. This is the Beauty School top by Amy Appel of Appel. I don't know how you say her name. Of Poison Girls. She just had a cowl that ended, a knit along that just ended, and this is the top. I really like it. I knitted out of Plucky Knitter on their feet is the name of the base, and the colorway is Deja Blue. And I was playing Yarn Chicken, and I did run out of yarn. I was about to, so I bound off in a different color. So it has just one little stripe of this light color. And yeah, I like how it turned out. I'm pleased with it.
It's very vibrant blue.
It is very bright blue. Very bright blue.
I don't know if I use bright.
Well, vibrant, yeah. Saturated.
It's still dark,
It's
but
saturated.
yeah. All right, I have a funny story about this hat. So this was crocheted using just Super Saver yarn that Whitney, the yarn snob, didn't want, so she gave it to me. And I was like, what's a cool color? I was just gonna crochet like a plush animal for one of my kids. But we were going on a 5-hour road trip, and I was like, oh, I want to crochet something. So I just grabbed the yarn because that's what I had. And I made this beautiful hat, which I'm really bad at always sewing in my ends, especially if I'm crocheting on a road trip.
No one likes weaving in there.
No. So I have this like thing that once I do it, or when I make bracelets, if I cut the string, and then it's gonna break because I can no longer fix it. It's not quite the same, I guess, with weaving it. But I really liked it. This is Mountain Ridges hat by the Friendly Red Fox. That's just a free pattern, and I really like it. And I was like, well, that's really long. And I didn't really know how I felt about that. But it actually works really well. And then you just kind of have like the slouch back there. And I guess if you're really cold, you could pull it down. Or if you wanted to hide.
Or if you wanted, you could fold it up a little bit.
Or you could fold it up.
Double brim over
And I wanted to make a poof,
pom-pom.
a pom-pom for it. I haven't made it yet because, you know, 5-hour road trip, I didn't have any other colors. But there you go. I've tested it out while I was camping, and it was surprisingly really warm. And I was like, well, this was just a practice hat.
Well, it is plastic.
Plastic? You mean acrylic?
Yeah.
You're saying plastic is warm?
Yeah, well, when it's wrapped around your head,
yeah,
it doesn't breathe.
That's true. So I have been, the other hat is made out of wool.
You like how the yarn snob came out? No, I really like the hat.
Your head is wrapped in plastic. Nice.
We'll get Tori to like fancy wool.
No, I can't do that because that's expensive. But that other one is made out of wool. So I do have wool, but I just went with this because I was just going to practice and then make it in nicer. But I actually really like how this worked out.
It's only a matter of time before you fall down the natural fiber.
Yeah, I was looking at, when I was looking at fiber felting, the wool roving for that. I was like, I don't know if I can get into this. I really like the Waldorf, like I said earlier, but pretty much everything Waldorf is natural. And when things are natural,
it ain't cheap.
It's much more expensive. So invest wisely.
Everyone, all the podcasts I watch, no one says cheap. They all say inexpensive. It's relatively inexpensive.
Well, yeah, cheap implies,
well, cheap can imply like cheap quality, but like to me, I would just say, yeah, it was cheap yarn. It was a good deal. It was cheap.
Well, if it's cheap yarn, it means it's not well made.
Yes.
Often. It has two connotations.
Yeah.
Not costing a lot of dollars. And not well made. It could be.
I get that, but for me, I would still just use it more.
Whitney is not as careful with her words as she is with yarn. False. Okay, never mind. And those are my two hats that I've crocheted within the past year.
I like it. Should I show what I'm working on now?
Sure.
Or do you have more?
No, you have to teach me how to cast on.
Oh.
So you could do what's working on now.
Let me do what I'm working on now.
I'm gonna go quick. I gotta go reclaim my needles from the.
So first of all, that's my baby over there. This is the Garden Gnome hoodie. It's a pattern by Mina, Philipp of Knitting Expat Designs and the Knitting Expat podcast.
Is that for you or for a baby?
This is a baby. So this will be my oldest baby. She turns 2 on September 30th, and so I want to knit her. I think the tradition is going to be a birthday sweater, maybe until she gets really big.
Harry Potter.
But yeah, so this is going to be her birthday sweater. It's pretty cute. I might put a picture in potentially of what it looks like. But I'm knitting it out of Malabrigo worsted. I went deep stash diving for this because I'm trying to use up a lot of my stash because I keep buying and not knitting fast enough. My husband's not so happy about that. So I'm trying to use more of my stash yarn.
That's a beautiful color.
But yeah, it'll be really pretty. And I'm gonna, so it's a hoodie. And I'm gonna make
the pointed hood?
Yeah, it kind of has a pointed hoodie.
Because you said it was a garden gnome.
And I don't think
pointy.
Yeah. I don't think I have enough yarn 100%, so I'm gonna do a little contrasting for the cuffs, the little ribbing around the hood, and then the ribbing around the bottom. I'm just gonna do in a white. So hopefully I'll have enough yarn.
See, that looks just like my plastic yarn.
Well, this is deep stash. So this is.
Oh, so it is plastic yarn.
This is acrylic, but this is 100% wool.
I'm gonna call it plastic yarn because you did.
Plastic yarn. So that's something I'm working on. That's probably my biggest focus right now because I have a deadline coming up. I have a little sweater pattern that's a little bit in hibernation because as I was knitting it, I realized that I didn't have enough yarn to finish. And that made me sad, so I just put it in timeout. And I didn't think I was ever going to get the yarn again because I ordered it from I can never remember if he's Easy Knits or Easy Knitter, but he's a hand dyer in the UK. So I ordered it a long time ago on the day that he had free shipping, and I was like, I finally can buy some of his yarn, so I did. This is the yarn. It's almost, hey!
It's like the color.
It's like this is like one of my favorite colors, which is why I'm wearing it.
That's the color of your glasses too.
Yeah.
Wow.
My glasses.
Cool.
So I was really sad, and I was like, great. I didn't have the heart to just rip it out. But the other day, I was on Instagram, and he's like, free global shipping. And I was like, I can get more yarn. Because the pound to dollar conversion is actually kind of in our favor right now. So it's not so bad. It's the shipping that gets you. Anyway, I ordered more yarn, so this is going to come out of hibernation. It's all in pieces, so it's not really that exciting to show you. But it's a Bolero, so it's short. I don't know if you can see. It's a little short thing, because I bought some sleeveless dresses lately that I would like to just have a little sweater.
Bolero.
So Bolero, so it's short.
Okay, I got it.
But this one has long sleeves.
It's not a full, is it? It will be like.
So it's a cardigan.
Yeah, cardigan.
Anyway, I have both fronts and the back knit. Maybe I'll put a picture in here if I figure out how to do that. Yeah, and I have half of the first sleeve done, and that's when I realized I didn't have enough yarn. So that's kind of something I haven't worked on in a couple of weeks, but hopefully my yarn will come in.
How long will that take?
Once I get the yarn, I could probably knit it up and have it done in a week.
Wow. No, how long will it take to ship from the UK?
I'm not sure.
I just purchased my needles.
It's usually a couple of weeks.
Okay, because I purchased something from Joann's, and it took a long time. 9 days, and I was like,
That is a long time.
Yeah.
You should have just gone to the store.
Okay, well, my reasoning was it will ship here faster. I don't have time to go to the store. I had time to go to the store on Tuesday, but I was like, but it's coming, and it should have, that would have been a week, I guess. And then it came on Thursday, but I could have gone on Tuesday, but it was already coming.
Second,
ooh, it's red.
this is a pair of socks for my dad for Christmas. I hope that I didn't just spoil that. Don't tell if any of my family happens to watch. If anyone's watching this,
don't tell Whitney's dad.
Don't tell my dad. I'm making him some socks for Christmas. This is yarn from Sherry Iris Designs. I love everything that she dyes. Is just beautiful. She's also in the UK, but I paid shipping because I love the stuff that she does. So these are just a 3x1 ribbed sock that I'm making for my dad for Christmas. I only pick, this is mostly like church knitting, so it gets like 2 or 3 rows a week. Like literally that's it. So it'll probably take me, I don't know.
I'm impressed you can knit at church and have babies.
Well, I don't really, which is why only 2 or 3 rows a week happen.
Oh, so this is my knitting project. I cast on 11 casts.
Just 11 stitches.
11 stitches. I watched one video. Okay, so this is what happened. I said, Whitney, you need to teach me to cast on for our video. But then she's like, well, you don't have to wait. So I had to wait until yesterday night at 10 o'clock because my needles didn't come until yesterday, even though, like we said, I could have gone to the store faster than I guess the shipping. But also this yarn that I wanted, just the cotton from Joann's, it was only available to be shipped. That was the other reason I didn't do in-store pickup, is because I really wanted this orange. Orange is my favorite color. Orange and green and red and pink. I really liked that.
Which is good because those are colors that I'm generally not drawn to. So the things that we'll
do different colors.
We have vastly different tastes in, I'm sure, just the stuff that we'll knit and the colors that we knit them in, which I think is fun.
Yeah.
Because it's just a good
mix. Anyway, I watched a cast on video like last week. It was like, I don't know, but I like watched it and I was like, I think she just did magic. I have no idea what she just did. Like it's So then I waited until I got my needles. I watched a different one from I Knits about how to cast on. She talked really slowly, and this is the difference between me and Whitney. Show me your hands. I noticed knitters always have really nice nails. My nails are kind of dirty.
No, mine are terrible. No. I painted these for the first time in years last night.
Because we were doing a knitting show. Because knitters, I must have to have pretty nails. Mine are very dirty.
No, mine are usually not very well kept.
Okay, so anyway, back to, so the second one I watched, I was like, that still looked like magic. I don't know what she did. She was like doing a dance with her hands and like a needle. And then I like tried it and it didn't work. And I tried it again and I was like, oh, that didn't work. And it was on my needle. I was like, oh, I did do it.
It did work.
Okay, but I don't think I did this all the right. And then this is my other question, is my tail was shrinking. Is that what it's supposed to do?
Yes.
Okay, no one explained that to me.
It's called a long tail cast on.
So I'm using, my tail is going on the needle?
Yes.
Okay, and that was the other thing. I was talking to a knitting friend, and she was like, oh yeah, casting on. I don't cast on that way, I cast on this way, because I'm not doing something stretchy. And I was like, oh, because crocheting, you just make a chain. There's not different ways.
Yeah.
So I didn't know there were so many ways, and I didn't know which way was the right way, because I was like, I'm just going to start with the washcloth, because that's what I knit. I knit once before when I was like 8 after some girls' activity days taught me. But it's been a long time, and I don't think I cast on. I think someone must have done it for my 8-year-old self.
Casting, I must say, casting on is like one of the trickiest parts.
Right, because then after that you just get in your groove.
Yeah.
Soren, do not touch that, buddy. I got an engineer in a 2-year-old body, so sometimes it's a problem. Anyway, so what kind of cast should I do for a washcloth? And tell me what I did wrong. You can see it's like, it doesn't focus. Does it autofocus?
You kind of have to cover your face.
Cover my face. Anyway, it's not all consistent. Something is wrong.
Well, that's okay. That's just.
And I didn't know that my cast,
It's
because I wanted it to be at least twice as big as that, so I could actually wipe a surface.
So I'm gonna take.
Okay, I'm okay. I just slipped it off. I worked so hard on that.
We're gonna start over. Okay, so first of all,
I did know how to do a slip knot when she was showing that. I was like, I got that. I got a
you
slip
want
knot.
to determine how many stitches you want it to be.
Okay.
So say
20.
I want it to be 20 stitches. The thing about a long tail cast on is it's hard to estimate how long you want your cast on to be. So what I do, I saw this little trick somewhere, is you wrap your yarn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. About that. So you'll know you'll need at least that, and then you just kind of add some for the actual tail. Because all this length is going to be on the needle, and then you want your tail.
Okay.
So then you'll put your slip knot about there.
Slip knot. And then after I say I know how to do a slip knot, I'm not going to be able to do it. There you go.
Here, give me your other needles so I can show you. I forgot to bring knitting needles, like naked needles.
I am not, I don't know anything about needles. And Whitney refused to share any with me. She said, girl, you go get your own. I'm not sharing. That's what you said.
Yeah, because that's how I say it.
Anyway, so she said, internal temp high.
Generally.
Alright, so we had some technical difficulties, which is too bad. We had a very enlightening discussion about needles.
Knitting needles and...
So we talked about how I bought bamboo, which is really good for a beginner, but Whitney warned against buying the metal ones from Joann's. You can get better quality metal ones when you graduate from the bamboo ones. I just bought these.
You don't have to. There's some people
like them.
Just that's all.
We've established that Whitney, however, is a knitting snob. So if you two want to become what was I saying? A knitting snob, don't buy the ones from Joann's. I also, in the interim, learned how to cast on.
She did.
I performed the magic myself. It looks pretty.
Look how awesome she did.
Did we talk about?
On this phone?
All right, we're back. Anyway, also in the interim, some small child sprout has taken off with a needle. So I cast on successfully. I do not have a second needle. So we don't know.
But you know how to
else.
knit, right? Like the knit stitch, like
I
just
thought so, and then I tried last night, and I was like,
it's a little bit
different. Which is too bad, because I just wanted to show you that I successfully cast on 25 stitches, and it did seem magical, but it's not as hard as I thought. I did the long. Here, I'll take out the last one, and then I can show you my skills. I ran out of. I still don't think this is long enough to make a washcloth. So I'll definitely have to find a pattern.
It'll grow a little bit as you knit. Like the cast on edge always looks a little bit short, but it'll grow just a little bit as you're knitting.
Yeah.
Because it's really tight, so something to keep in mind.
I did the long tail cast on, which I didn't know how to name.
Yes, kind of like the standard, like your most standard kind of typical sort of cast
And
on.
when should I worry about making a different cast on? If my pattern tells me?
If your pattern tells you.
Okay, if my pattern tells me. So you grab it, you stick your finger this way and your thumb that way, and you twist it around. A baby's gonna help with my tension. And so then you go this way, that way, and back. And then you pull. And this is something I didn't realize until cast on number 11, is I don't have to let go of it every time. I kept letting go, putting my hand back on. So it was like really hard because I had to re-figure out where my fingers were. Around and around, and you make magic. And it looks normal.
It looks great. It's going to be a fantastic washcloth.
Oh, and this was the funny thing.
Or dishcloth.
It's all washcloth.
Yeah.
I was gonna wipe stuff with it.
Yeah.
We call them, my husband just calls them all rags. I hope this one won't be a rag, but that's probably what he'll call it. I was also annoyed because I thought I had to knit to make washcloths. And I got my yarn yesterday, I got it out, and I was like, oh, it says it has a pattern on it. So I was like, I'll just follow this pattern. So the pattern I found on Pinterest. Lo and behold, it is a crochet pattern. So I was like, I'm just going back to crochet.
Are you on Ravelry yet? Friends.
Maybe.
We need to get Tori on Ravelry.
I don't even, is that like, I get confused between Ravelry and Craftsy.
Ravelry.
But anyway, I have an account on one of them, but I don't see it.
Ravelry's
I'm a minimalist, so I just try to minimize.
Ravelry's all patterns. It's where you can keep track of stuff that you've made. You can have a whole bunch of different project pages. You can see, say there's a dishcloth pattern that you want to make, or you search dishcloths, you'll have 5,000 patterns. You pick one. You can see all the ones that everyone else has made. You can read any of their notes that they've made. This is all
Does
Ravelry.
this cost money?
No, Ravelry is free.
Oh.
Craftsy is, they have
Just patterns?
They have classes.
Oh.
So it's like video classes that you, and they also like sell yarn and, I mean it's not just knitting. Craftsy is all sorts of
Every craft.
craftsy,
Thing. Crafty.
But
So I think it should be
Ravelry,
crafty.
you have to be on Ravelry.
I have to.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my other problem.
This isn't a
currently,
choice.
Is a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks after I bought Mr. Rogers DVDs for my kids, because we decided we don't do a lot of media viewing, but besides Mr. Rogers is an okay. That was awesome. I love Mr. Rogers. Like, we watched a DVD, and then like 2 days later,
Whoa!
earthquake, earthquake.
Let go.
Now it's just me. Anyway, my computer died with the Mr. Rogers DVD in it.
Oh no.
So I can't really, I'm limited to my phone, which my husband said, good thing we just bought new cell phones for the first time in many years. Which is a good thing, but I'm fairly limited with what I sometimes can do and look at. And type, it's the typing.
It's the typing.
I hate writing long
Do you have a
emails.
laptop?
Well, my laptop died.
Oh, that's right. That's what you were just saying.
We have a desktop, but if my husband is home and my kids are in bed, so those like that little bit of time before you go to bed, he's gonna be on it. So if I want to be on the computer, it has to be during the day. I tried that yesterday, and all the marker lids got off.
What
and
if
chaos ensued.
What if I were to, on a temporary basis, loan you my laptop because I never use it? Because we have like 5 laptops.
Just so I could get on Ravelry.
Just so you can get on Ravelry.
Yes, I'll take it.
I'm serious.
I'll take it.
Okay.
My other friend, the other best offer I had was $150. So then I was trying to decide if I wanted a laptop or a desktop, because we have an extra desktop computer, but we don't have an extra monitor.
Oh. Monitors are relatively
Right, I just have to decide.
inexpensive, not cheap.
Inexpensive, yes. I just had to decide how mobile I want it to be.
Right. Well, I will lend you my laptop for the interim, because I never use it anymore.
I will take it.
Okay.
Just don't take my Mr. Rogers DVD when I give it back to you. That's the other thing. My kids, usually when I'm on the computer, I'm like, oh, I need my kids. I like my kids to do something, so they stop dumping out all my sewing pins. But if I'm on the computer, then I'm on the computer. They can't be on the computer watching shows. It's a little hard. Anyway, you can probably edit this out. It's boring. Is that enough about knitting?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, well,
That's not a bad start.
Whitney needs to now teach me how to knit, but the problem is I cast on this needle and I don't have another.
Can't find the other.
I thought correct me if I'm wrong. We'll pretend. I'll go in, I'll go around, and you pull it through.
Yeah, you just kind of scoop it up, yeah.
Okay, but I was struggling because I'm a crocheter. It has a hook on the end, and it kept just falling off my needle.
Yeah.
I was like, I need a hook to get that through.
It takes practice.
Yeah, so I had...
I mean, I can only imagine coming from a crocheter too. That'd be really weird. Be like, how do you get this on here?
It goes, my free needle goes in front of my other needle, right?
So, yeah.
Don't do that.
It'd go in like this.
Just don't push it. Oh, that way.
You go in this way, and then
wrap. See?
And then
I was going right there.
Pick it up like this.
Can you see it with your finger?
I'm knitting with my finger, but yeah.
So I go that way,
Yeah.
not that way.
Correct.
Okay,
You
cool.
go in like this, and then you
Hook it.
wrap the yarn around,
Wrap the yarn.
and then
Okay, that will
Like
be
that.
easier. So we're
and then
hoping.
you drop it off that needle. It's now done.
Yeah, we are hoping that my knitting adventures will outlive this losing of needles, because I have a set, a size 10, but which also, oh, it's under my chair. But I'll have to start over.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any favorite washcloth patterns,
I do. I
send
have.
them my way. I found one.
I have one that I really like.
Is it hard?
No, it's knit, purl, and slip stitches. But slip stitches, all you do is you literally you don't even knit it. You just put it from
Can
one
I
needle
do
to
something
the other.
that's?
But it's really good. It's called the Chinese Wave Dishcloth, and it makes a really tight
Oh yeah.
fabric, I guess, which I think is really, and the texture of it is like kind of good for scrubbing, I feel like. So I really like it.
Do you have anything that's
Kind of my
just
go-to.
knit, so I can practice that without worrying about purl?
Or you could just knit, yeah.
Can I just knit a square?
Yeah, just knit a square.
Maybe I'll just knit a square.
That's not a bad way to start, actually.
And
Just
then,
knit. 'Cause
branch out.
We'll
'Cause
branch out into purling later.
I just remember I knit, I felt like pretty well, and then someone was like, okay, now you purl, and I was like, what? So I'd rather just take it a little bit slower.
Yeah, just knit a square.
The goal is to have a pair of socks pretty soon here, though, so I'm gonna have to,
Yeah.
we'll see how that
Just
goes.
practice knitting.
I would like to have some before winter is done. But I'm a little skeptical.
No, knitting socks is actually pretty quick.
Yeah, but
you're
then
just
you have
knitting
to be
around
good
and
at
around
it,
and
and
around
you have to
and
do
around.
it.
You don't have to be.
And I don't have a TV, so I can't just sit and watch
Just-
TV. Usually when I'm sitting there, I'm like, I need a TV.
That's
just
how I'll give
so
you my
I-
laptop so you can watch knitting podcasts. This is so exciting.
We're Mr.
Tori's
Rogers!
just a baby knitter, and we're gonna show her all the things, and it's gonna be so.
And we're
It's just gonna be
we're
so
starting
fun.
in September because pretty much spring till fall, I'm like obsessed with plants. Right now I'm a little
Yeah.
bit sick of them, so I'm like, I'm ready for a new hobby.
Yeah.
I'm hot, sweaty.
I'm hopefully hopeful that next spring I'll be better at my garden
Maybe we can do
than I was this year or last
We'll
year.
share more tips about gardening because you can't talk to me for very long without me telling you something about
Yeah,
plants.
that's to come for sure.
Anyway, we'll have to come up with this fancy sign off.
Yeah, be like the end.
See ya.
Peace out.
Our kids are going crazy. They're raiding my freezer.
Yeah, you can probably have heard them this whole time. But
That's the red in the freezer I'm worried about. All right, we'll see
All
ya.
right, bye.
Bye-bye.